Hey everybody, this is Perch. Well, the news of the day, and I got a lot of emails asking, what do I think of the Colin Kaepernick comic company? And they want me to talk about other things in that statement, but I don't know that I need to know much more besides Colin Kaepernick comic company. I think what people should think about it is pretty evident from just that sentence by itself. I have to admit, I'm enjoying watching comic professionals who were all over, giving this, grifter a hand job for years, suddenly realizing that he is a grifter. That is an enjoyable. There's some karma in there. It's a good feeling, I guess, is my point. But yeah, so let's get it. What is this comic company? Well, there's a lot of articles that immediately went into the creator reaction to his comic company, but I don't find that terribly productive. Let's actually go to what the hell this is. So, from Forbes, Colin Kaepernick is launching an AI company for creators. Slight oxymoron there in that sense, but it says former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick is making waves in the tech world. No, he is not. With his latest venture, Lumi, which recently emerged from stealth mode with $4 million in seed funding, led by 776. The platform focuses on leveraging AI to streamline the creative process for comic books and manga, and could open up new avenues for storytellers who have traditionally faced high barriers of entry to the publishing world, or simply have a lack of talent. Sorry, that last little bit is lying. Um, by the way, for what it's worth, if you could look up this yourself, you don't have to take my word for it. But I have a lot of friends in the investment bank or venture capitalist world, a lot. And AI, like medtech, like some of these spaces, is very hot right now for funding. Not as hot as it was a couple of years ago, but if you have a pretty good machine learning, productivity, subscription kind of story for AI, you can raise money fairly easily. $4 million in seed funding means one of two things. Either the value proposition was shitty and they couldn't raise more than that, or the people who are in control of this are trying to keep their equity stake really, really high and not take a lot of money because they're very confident they could flip it into dollars. Well, for the rest of the, from the rest of the article and what this is, it's definitely not that one. There is a long-term play here, and so $4 million is not much money. And so, I'm giving you some perspective here. If you only raised $4 million for a startup that is, and you're raising it out of, and especially you're raising out 776, which can raise more money than that. Anyway, and it's an AI play. I'm sorry, you either turned away a lot of money or couldn't get a lot of money. Okay, and it's that second one for sure. But let's read you the rest of this article. It says, at its core, Lumi's mission is to make storytelling accessible to everyone. Certainly is what it said on the PowerPoint. Kaepernick, who serves as the company's founder and CEO, can you imagine those meetings, by the way? I'm thinking the quarterly business review with Colin Kaepernick as your CEO talking about AI comics. Like, I'm sorry. That is, we passed we're living in idiocracy time a while ago, right? But this is full on President Camacho level of bullshit. Anyway, it emphasizes the platform's potential to overcome traditional obstacles in the creative industry, like how the creators would go on social media and absolutely make asses out of themselves, like those obstacles. Anyway, he believes Lumi's AI-powered tools can help anyone with an idea develop full-fledged stories from character conception to final publication. The democratization of the creative process could lead to a lot more diverse range of voices and narratives in the comic book and manga industries. By lowering the technical and financial barriers to entry, Lumi may enable a new generation of creators to bring their unique perspectives to a global audience. One of Lumi's most promising features is its ability to assist creators at various stages of the storytelling process. The process offers AI tools that can help flesh out characters conceptually and visually, draft and edit dialogue, and even build full images for their work. So it's ChatGPT. It's just the open AI platform. If you haven't played with AI, and there's a few of you out here who are like, no, I refuse, creators' rights, but you don't be an asshole. Go try it so you understand what's going on over there. But you can type into ChatGPT, write me a good X-Men story that involves a traditional cast of these characters and make me a cover, and it will do that for you. So this idea of now for the first time, we can offer creators tools to help with their story writing process. Bitch, it was doing that a year ago. You're not offering anything new. Anyway, this comprehensive suite of visual aids could significantly reduce time and resources needed to produce high-quality content that looks like AI and no one will purchase. For the creator community, it means potential explosion in the volume of variety of content available to consumers. It also suggests that individual creators might be able to produce and publish work at a pace previously reserved for larger, more established publishing houses. You still got to get it printed and produced, unless you're just talking webcomics here. And even then, like there's still a business. Well, we'll get to the end of this, but there's a major flaw in this. And by the way, it's the same major flaw that a lot of comic creators who are bitching about this aren't getting either. But we'll get to it. So perhaps one of the most revolutionary aspects of Lumi is its approach to creator ownership and monetization. Okay, sure. The platform allows users to retain all rights to their work. Boy, we've never seen that before. A stark contrast to traditional publishing models where creators often sign away significant portions of their intellectual property, i.e. how it was back in the 80s and 70s and 60s. But not there's been models for creator ownership in place for a long time now, for easily 3 decades. And furthermore, Lumi's integrated publishing and merchandising tools provide creators with a streamlined path to monetization by handling logistics such as manufacturing, sales, and shipping. The platform allows creators to focus on what they do best, creating. This end-to-end solution could prove to be a powerful draw for creators looking to turn their passion into a sustainable career. Okay, except here's the problem. The actual publishing and shipping is not the major problem. There are places out there today that can do this. The experiment I did with Larry and his comic, there are lots of publishers who can do this shit. The problem is not getting it printed. The problem is in getting it marketed, getting it into stores, getting somebody to sell it. None of which this platform does. It will give you, if you dig in further to the details, it's giving you suggestions of places that you can go and reach out and ask if they'll carry the books, but there's no marketplace that's been established here. It's useless. Anyway, it goes on to talk about AI and the platform is in beta phase and will creators embrace this? The answer is no. So anyway, this is a bunch of bullshit. The writer of this Forbes article is Ian Shepard, who says, I'm a successful creator economy entrepreneur with more than 20 years of experience, co-founder of Electrify Video Partners. We've all heard of that place. A company that invests tens of millions of dollars into creator business. Okay, fine. The problem is that this reads like a press release that somebody regurgitated, as is, which is what happened. I'm not the anti-AI person, and I guess I should shift over to the wrong reaction creators are having, which is I've seen several people from Mark Brooks and others making comments like, you could have taken that $4 million and given it to creators. Yeah, and that would have done a business. Yeah, except it wouldn't have. Look, don't get me wrong. You can give money to creators, but if you do not have a place to put it, if you do not have a marketing model, a sales model, and all those other fancy things, then it means dick all. You can't just give money to creators and like, I'm just going to give this cash to a bunch of artists and then magic will happen. No, there are more parts to it than that. You are going to have to actually, figure out the end-to-end supply chain and operational model and go-to-market model for your product. Giving money to creators, believe it or not, is one of the easier parts. If you have money, there are creators who will take your money. So, but if you have no place to actually sell this shit, then things like creator ownership doesn't mean anything. And it's like, it's time that that little nugget was brought out into the open, because I keep hearing this, well, we need to give creators rights. Well, fine, but if you give creators rights, but you give no place to actually sell the comic or produce the comic or take the comic, sure, they can go to Kickstarter, they can have rights, but if there's no place to actually vend their work, then the rights aren't worth shit. I mean, well, they're worth something, but they're not worth much. You've got to actually, you have to have a go-to-market plan. Without a go-to-market plan, you don't have a market. Without a market, you don't have money. So it doesn't really matter, again, what you pay creators or what you do. You have to actually have it out in the market. So as, Brooks is like, you could have given that money to me. What? Why? That's just throwing, good money after bad, even worse. I mean it. Like there's no value to like, here you go, Mark Brooks. Here's some. I was kind of thinking, based on what you do for a living, you could make some variant covers for us. That's the ticket. What else do you do? I'm sorry. Maybe that's not fair, but in all seriousness, what else does Mark Brooks do? Your variant covers are very pretty, but like, Like, when was the last time you made a comic? I'm sure he did, and I'm forgetting about it. I'm looking like a douche right now. But the point is, giving you the money doesn't matter. You could use the money, I'm sure. Lots of creators can use the money. I know lots of creators who would love money. But if you do not have a go-to-market plan, you're basically giving money as a charity. You're basically paying for custom commissions for a comic that goes nowhere. And I mean, the sad truth of it is, a lot of creators have quote unquote rights to their stuff, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all because there's no place to sell their stuff. So what good is it? Anyway, this idea from Colin Kaepernick is a waste of time. It's not going to go anywhere. Creators absolutely hate it. They're shitting all over him. Again, I find it deeply, satisfying that the same people who are all over Colin Kaepernick when he was producing, shitty race bait content for Netflix are now like, this guy's a dick. Yeah, of course. He's a dick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's been a dick for a long time. He is absolutely a dick. But there's one part of this. The funny part is the AI aspect of it, despite the fact that this technology already exists everywhere today, and this company basically pulled together pieces that are already there, and maybe, we'll see it when it's out in the market. Maybe they did it in a clever way. Maybe they didn't. Who knows? Doesn't really matter because, if you just have any kind of wherewithal, you could do this today with the tools at hand. But the idea of saying, hey, we want to help you with storyboards, basically we want to help you put together a comic or structure, and you can help people who have ideas bring it to life. I mean, it's not a bad idea. I still maintain, I've said it before on this channel, I'll say it again, AI will get better, sure, but there's still an uncanny valley to the art that hasn't been figured out in tons of other media. Movies have been after this for quite some time. Movies make a lot more money for comics. If you're a comic creator, you calm your tits a little bit. It will be okay. Because if there's going to be a revolution in AI that's going to take away your jobs, it will hit movies and things long before it gets to you. Now, this is kind of a yay boo kind of thing. Like, I'm not saying like, hey, sleep easy, everything will be fine. Everything's fucked now. So, I mean, what we're talking about, like, Jesus, everything's fucked. I hope we can hold on to this fuck that we've got. Like, we got to fix that problem. AI is a bit of a distraction. You can be angry about it. But look, there are major problems to what's coming, major problems that are not getting solved, that nobody's figured out yet. So, be suspicious, but also have some perspective. And as for this Colin Kaepernick thing, I'm like, yeah, douche gonna douche. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for listening.